Okay, members and friends, we're at the vigil here for the young people that got stabbed on the street. This is all their friends. Just coming home from a party, minding their own business. That's what's going on here. Holding a baby the night before. Was being told what a good daddy was going to be. I heard all about that. Record now.
Oh, yeah.
This is zooming in and zooming out.
Okay, for sure.
Okay?
Okay, there you go.
Okay, so this is Mayor X. I came out for the vigil today. First thing I want to say is, when I seen the news report, I didn't like how they tried to make it look like this was teen violence, because it wasn't, was it? You know anything what happened? I'm talking to you, sir.
Huh?
Do you know what happened?
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't teen violence, was it?
No.
No, it wasn't. But when they reported it, they took this incident and they merged it with an incident that was teen violence downtown. Did you notice that? Through the newspapers? So it kind of misled the public to think that this was something to do with teen violence. But this had nothing to do with teen violence. What this had to do with was teens coming home from a party, minding their own business, while the people driving the car weren't following the rules. And some asshole got out, driving down the road, right up in here in the middle of the road, picked a fight. Next thing you know, we've got one young man dead, probably your friend, right? Your buddy? Yeah. And his other buddy, right? The 17-year-old is in the hospital, and the 22-year-old, who was probably trying to help the 17-year-old, he's the one that actually got seriously injured. Thing is, the guy that did it was in his 50s, and he was driving his car. And he could have easily kept on going, even if the young men got a little boisterous and got a little loud. It didn't matter. The point is that we got a problem in our society when you got people driving down the road, you know, picking fights with young people coming home from parties, and then the media wants to make it look like it's youth violence, because this has nothing to do with youth violence. Now, I don't know who else is reporting that, but that was one of the first things I picked up for, because I'm Mayor X. And I advocate on the youth. No, I'm Mayor X. I work on a nonprofit. I'm a little pissed off right now with the Ministry of Children and Family Development. Yeah. Because
there's children behind you. Watch the language.
Well, again, I'm a little choked with the Ministry of Children and Family Development, because not only are they not looking after the little children very well, but they're not looking after the teens very well. And when they mislead the public to suggest that this was teen violence, when in fact it wasn't, it was an out of control, raging man that obviously has issues at 1 o'clock in the morning, you know, to be picking fights with young people and murdering them and then driving off to boot. Well, again, the media tries to make it look like it's youth violence so that you young people get the hit. So I'm going to upload this, newnationsunity.com. Check it out. Thank you.
This doesn't make any sense. look behind you. Look at that.
Okay, so we're at the vigil for Kyle, and what was the other young man's name?
Corey.
Corey. He's still in hospital, right? Apparently he's had some organs removed and that type of thing, so he got it pretty bad. The fella that's driving down the road acting like an idiot in his 50s, like he needs to step forward, do the right thing, show some leadership. Pedestrians always have the right of way, no matter what. Every driver knows that. So why this happened, you know, other than road rage, is just, you know, a little extreme. Young people are coming together, but they need to start coming together more in bigger groups, and they need to fundraise for solutions and, you know, party for a purpose, right? I think if more kids started partying for a purpose, I think maybe we can, you know, prevent some of the things that go on, and make sure that when we put out our news articles that we don't blur them with, you know, things that aren't related to youth violence, but we want to, you know, put the sensation out there that, you know, everything has got to be something bad about youth. No, this is adults perpetrating violence on young people. And news medias and those type of outlets, they need to get that information out there correctly. I've got dead bodies 50 feet away from my house, you know, people getting stabbed on the street. The mayor needs to get involved. You know, the ministers of the Legislative Assembly there in, you know, BC, British Columbia Parliament House, they need to get involved. But more than anything, I think the young people need to get involved. You know, they need to start networking through their social networks and start partying for a purpose. Because maybe if there was a purpose, they could have taken a taxi home that night. You know, what would it have cost? $10? $10 to save a life? You know, donation for taxi for kids to get home safe, right? So think about that. All right. So right in there, middle of the street, some bozo getting up out of his car, 1 o'clock in the morning, gotta be a Rambo, and stab little kids. Okay, so I left the memorial, and I'm over here now, back home, where those two young people were murdered on this property, which has been totally bulldozed down. They were left here to rot, covered up with brush. And now they're in a cold case file because nobody's talking about it. No memorial for these young people. Hold on. Okay, I don't know if you can see me here. I don't even know if you can hear me. But our local politicians, they need to take things more serious. They need to do more stuff for the young people. They need to do more stuff for the little kids, you know, and for the young people, the teenagers and that type of thing. right? We need to bring in some good old-fashioned hall dances where they can learn how to do the cha-cha-cha and, you know, and a little bit of ballroom dancing or something, or, you know, they need to do, there's so many young people in Surrey. Our school system is like 60,000, 70,000 kids within the school system, you know, K to 12, right? So you can only imagine how many teenagers there are with really nothing that much to do, right? As the level of poverty is, you know, at the height, you know, in terms of inflation and hyperinflation and deflation, and there's no money, right? Nothing for these kids to do, very limited resources, and nobody's stepping up to the plate, you know? Where's the memorial for these young people that were murdered off in this park here, well, this piece of property, and nobody doing nothing about that? I know. I mentioned to the news reporters that were there today, I told them, I said, you need to go back. I'm kind of down because I don't know where this camera is. If I stand up here, you probably wouldn't see me. But anyway, I said to the news reporters, you need to go back to your office and you need to talk to those people that are trying to take this incident that happened to these young people and, you know, import it with the downtown incident where that was, you know, youth on youth, you know, kids fighting and blah. But what happened over here in Surrey had nothing to do with youth on youth violence. Young people were walking home from a party, minding their own business, being pedestrians, and along comes an idiot on the road on a rampage thinking he's a freaking Rambo. Next thing you know, you got one teen that's having his organs removed and another teen dead. And that was an adult that did that. So why would they take that story and then import it with two teens groups downtown fighting so that the public, when you read it, you think, oh, you know, teen violence is out of control. You know, we got to bring in more cops, right? You got to bring in a bigger and a better military state and put everybody into check. No, what we need to do is we need to give our young people a reason to party for a purpose. We need to take their energy and we need to convert it into something powerful so that they can have a future. You know, we don't want to set them up for failure. Unless, of course, we're in for a profit, right? Take that profit, invest it back into the kids. You know, report on crimes that occur on properties like this so that the public is well aware of what's going on out there with our kids. Because not only do they have to worry about walking down the freaking street and getting run over and stabbed, they got to come, you know, they're going walking down the street and they're going to get hot, you know, come in here and next thing you know, they're people just bearing them up with a bunch of sticks and shit. And hoping the problem will go away. What is it with everybody hoping that the problem will go away? Problems don't go away. So this is my memorial. And those people, they don't know about this. They don't know about these young men that died in here. They don't know that not even within a month it's gone into a cold case file, nobody talking about it. Like, how many people have to die in Surrey before people start talking? And the guy that did that stabbing up there on 100 and 154th, you know, I don't know what he was thinking, but he's going to get caught. Yeah, I'm just starting now. So I got a little more to say here. I was talking to one of those news reporters. Well, actually, I talked to a couple. I told them that they need to stop merging youth violence, you know, group, whatever, with... I'm talking. Please don't interrupt me.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me, sorry.
No, I'm not. Can you turn down the TV?
Oh, I'll turn it right down, yeah.
Thank you. With, you know, just regular over-the-mill violence with, you know, idiots driving down the road being Rambos and taking their frustrations out on youth, right? And they said, oh yeah, you know, write the letter, editor, you know, because that's very misleading. I don't like it when they try to sensationalize youth violence and try to say that there's a problem with youth violence when oftentimes it's not that the youth are violent, it's just they got nothing to do. You know, and I blame that on local officials in terms of provincial politicians and that type of thing. And, municipal councils, and that make it hard for youth to come together and congregate and be able to party for a purpose. Create jobs for themselves, right? Be able to plan for a future for themselves as a group and as individuals that want to have families for themselves as they age into adulthood. And, we know my nonprofit's been lagging along like the turtle that it is, as the hare's always running ahead, winning the race, right? As they play dirty pool left, right, and center, because I've been wanting to do youth dances since 2000. Can you please stop?
I need my lighter.
Can you just please stop?
Yeah, no problem.
Anyway, it's hard to concentrate when you're distracted, right?
Sorry.
And I know this is a sensitive situation. It's a memorial. And I had my little memorial just down the road over there. Prior to this last little bit of this video clip, I'm going to just put it all together. And hopefully some of the points that I've brought up to the surface will start to trickle out. And some of those young people that seen me today, check out my Facebook. And yeah, Mama Lynn's got some serious problems right now with the Ministry of Children and Family Development holding my grandson hostage, and with all their syndromes of this and syndromes of that. But at the end of the day, I still have a nonprofit. And even though I'm not doing no events at this point in time, that doesn't mean that we can't do them in the future and that we can start partying for a purpose. Okay? Because maybe if we had a purpose, maybe there would have been some taxi service or something that could have drove those young people home that night. $10 in taxi would have definitely been worth hundreds of thousands of dollars of medical bills for the young man that's losing his organs. And, it definitely could have saved a life for the young man that got basically murdered. Just like those young people in the bush over there got murdered, only they didn't get a memorial. They got a cold case file. That's what they got. Now, somebody said I should go to the police station and make some inquiries as to actually who died in there, and get some names and, do a memorial. So I still may do that. I don't know what the response will be when I go to the police station asking for those names. But those people should not be forgotten any more than the young man that died on the street walking home trying to protect his little buddy. And, city officials, provincial politicians, they need to step up to the plate. It's been going on for way too long, and they're not doing enough. And we need to give the kids an opportunity to be able to do something for themselves.